Okay, so I have gone through the most amount of pain in the history of mankind, and let's try to talk about it here and how to, and the discoveries of how to get out of it. Now, so, I did that biofeedback thing in which I did something that it feels like you go inside yourself and then you squeeze like on the inside, really. And I got locked into this tension up in my head and face. And then when that happens, you're within the tension, the thoughts go away, almost like third person-y, real shallow thoughts. Basically, barely any thoughts. No, not much visualization at all. And then you're just stuck in this tension, and then and for me, I actually tried to do something like I deliberately did it, but not knowing. I didn't try to do it, but yet I'm the one who did it, basically, right? And so then I kept it locked there, and it's real easy to, once it gets there, to just be locked into it, and then I'm like, oh, how do I not do it, right? And so that was the rest of my years of my life after that, just constantly being locked into it, and it stays locked in. It's kind of like however you feel when you fall asleep, you like wake up in that, because the way your body works when it falls asleep is that everything, like it's like a pause switch. It's like a song's being played, you press pause when you fall asleep, and then it unpauses. So if you wake up in the tension, you stay in it, and it's kind of like the same way. Once you lock into it, you stay into it unless you do a deliberate type of focus to actually get out of it. And then once you get out of it, because I did it for so long and everything, it's easy to to be kind of getting out of it, and then to just kind of like start reverting. You just revert like right back into it, and then you're not good anymore. So you have to make sure, like, okay, now what is the way in which, okay, so I got myself grounded, I got myself relaxed, and I'm thinking. The thoughts are connecting to the feelings. Now there is feelings back kind of in my gut that are also connected to a visual type of feeling thing going on. Visualized thoughts that that connect within, and the thoughts feel like right out in front of your face, and like kind of like from here 2 feet out, and the feelings also feel like from the inside out about 2 feet. The like gut feeling has a feeling of basically being from the waistline, from the gut kind of thing. So within about 2 feet out. So these are particulars that you would never know or understand if you're a person who never did it versus switching out of it, nor even would you understand unless you were like really smart like me and was actually able to like figure it out and kind of like notice how it feels, the difference in which how it feels. But yeah, it was an absolute horror nightmare, and it never should have happened, and it's totally unfair that it did. And yeah, it just sucks. Not a day in my life where I just wish I couldn't just turn back time and just not have done that fucking EEG neurofeedback, in which they stick the electrodes on your head. And I tried to, because like you flex your muscles and that will read as the waves will go fly up and down, but it also goes beep beep beep. That's muscle tension, so it knows that it's muscle tension, really. So what I was trying to do was but my goal was to get the waves to go up fast, up and down fast, or like with the EEG biofeedback, for ADHD or something. Like sometimes there's different ways in which you just look at the brain waves, or like they'll even have like a Superman or a airplane. And in order to get the airplane to go higher on the screen, you have to. It's basically like muscle. Like if you flex your muscles, it would go higher up on the screen, but that's not allowed because it's able to kind of tell, oh, you're flexing your muscles. It's able to read that as muscle flexation versus a concentration type of brainwave excitement. So I just kind of, I was just trying to innerly squeeze up into my head and focus hard on my eyes, to try to get it to go up without, it's almost like I was trying to do like tension, but on the inside or just a little enough. And what happened is the same type of thing that happens throughout the whole body for somebody that gets anxiety or dissociation, and in which they lock up in a tension and they're kind of in a zombie state in that dissociation. I mean, I guess the same type of thing happens, but it's usually through like some childhood trauma type of thing, in which it is kind of thought generated, and then that tension state does take away their brains, and it gets them all in third person-y type of zombie state and all that stuff. So the same type of thing can happen. It's called the dissociation, although I did it through my own unique way, and also, like they would never, like somebody normally in a dissociation wouldn't be all tensed up in their face and head and eyes and stuff. That could only come about through the mechanism in which I did it, through that EEG biofeedback, trying to do something, manipulate that particular thing. You understand? So I got stuck in that, and yeah, it's so unfair, but whatever. So anyways, okay, so wow, it's already been 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Wow. But so let's fast forward now here to the ways out of it. So you get into that deep, so you have to first, what happened, like almost like a whole year, I was just letting myself, not necessarily letting myself, wanting it to go away, but it's like, I don't know. The thing is, because it takes away your thoughts. The tension takes away your thoughts. So it's almost like you have to be like, dude, you're in tension. You need to turn off all this fucking media and these YouTube videos and recognize it and do these techniques to try to stop it. In order, turn off the TV, spend a whole day if you need to, just focus on grounding yourself, not doing this tension, getting your thoughts back again, getting your gut feeling back again. And so that's first, recognize that that's not part of the steps, but that would be the step first. Recognize, okay, you're tensed up, okay? You got to do something about it. And yeah, you gotta turn off everything. Go into silence, maybe. I mean, maybe, you could do maybe some yoga music or something, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying, okay? Okay, so, that's the first step, and then, well, let's not count that as a step. Okay, the first step is you got to do grounding techniques. Like today I was just ball and I was just like, okay, I gotta just notice that tension that it's there, and you know what you gotta do. You gotta relax it out. You gotta I gotta get grounded. Grounding techniques is where I'm feeling my body, against this, and I'm also feeling my whole body in whole. I'm sensing my whole body awareness. I'm feeling it. It's grounded, and it's all in unison, all one. And sensing the outside, and then also trying to relax more and more into that grounding, into this groundingness, okay? And the thoughts aren't going to, the visualized thoughts in the placement in which they need to be even, even the visualized thoughts need to be in the right placement. They can't be like kind of like out here. Your visualized thoughts are in the first person, right in front of your eyes, basically. But we're gonna get to that. We're not even at the, like, let's just say I'm still in zombie brain, so my thoughts are still very shallow, right? But I'm grounding. I'm getting my body grounded and relaxed. It's the most important part of everything. If you can, and then if you could just sit there, just grounding yourself and trying to get relaxed and just do that. Just do that. Just keep grounding yourself. Because what happens to me when I've been stuck in tension for a very long time is, okay, so then I'll try to like do something else, but I'll start immediately reverting into that inner tension squeeze, thing, the biofeedback thing, because I'm so used to doing the inner tension squeeze as I do everything else at the same time, because that's how it all initially started, and I revert back to it. I'm playing sports even while doing inner tension squeeze, and so I'm got real addicted to it. Like, how do I stay relaxed and then do everything right? Well, that will come about with when you get the thought connection continue in relaxation. But now let's go step 2. So the step 1, grounding, I would say, and then step 2, relaxing more into the grounding, and step 3 is now we're gonna get more into the body control while still being grounded and everything, and we're going to try to start adding visualizations. First, like in my body control, I'm thinking of, like, say, my bodily movements just ahead of the bodily movements. So I'm trying to get my thoughts back into the first person here now, in which let's just imagine myself going here, there, and then right as I'm imagining there and there, I'm there. Okay, so now we're generating the thoughts back and trying to connect it with this kind of gut, kind of the feelings that are going to be starting to flow into you more as you have relaxed this tension more out of you and grounded it out of you more. And also the present moment too. So let's say step 4, get into the present moment. Although really, is that step 4? You're trying to first get in the present. That doesn't have to be step 4, but I got it step 4 here. You're in the present moment. Another technique of trying to get, this is where you're trying to not just be relaxed and grounded, but you're also trying to get your visualization thoughts back into you. And that's like a Tai Chi method in which you're like visualizing the ball of light, maybe right in front of you, type of thing. So there's the visualized thoughts. You are relaxed. You're trying to be grounded. You're trying to be in the present. All these things all at once, and we're getting there. We're almost there. We're almost out of the tension, right? Notice if there's any tension, ground more. Ground it out of you. Get grounded more out of it. Out of you. Ground it out of you, right? Get more of a sense of the exterior. Because like for me, I'm just constantly, I'm so used to just walking around and being in this tension as I function. I'm like constantly, no, don't revert back. Like where I have to actually keep concentrating on staying relaxed, when that should just be how I am at all times without me having to concentrate on it. Well, we're gonna get there. Where then, like say because I was out of it for like, over like say a year, like without ever getting stuck in tension. Like at least there was a good year where I where the majority of my life I was not doing tension and I was relaxed all the time. Whereas it's been the opposite this past year. I've been almost stuck in tension for like a whole year. Like shit happened and I just got zombied out and fell into it. And then every day I was just like, just like waiting for it to feel better automatically the next day. And, I kind of already explained this part there, right? So, we got to get to the opposite again now, where I'm out of it. So we got the grounding techniques, getting a strong sense of the exterior. Under you, add more touch feelings. Always, and then we're gonna. So okay, let's just go grounding techniques. Relax to the max, body control. In the present moment, and then we're going to be trying to add more visualizations. So you're thinking about just other people's actions, and really the adding more visualizations probably is also like mimic other people's feelings and actions, like in a way, and you're mimicking them within the first person. So let's say that's all the fifth step. Adding visualizations, mimicking other actions and feelings, and also within your own first person. So of course you're seeing the other person's actions in the third person because that's what it is. That's, third person, second person, or whatever is versus first person is where first person means that my thinking and everything is all within my own self, in which, so like what I can see is only my hands, and I guess I could see the top of my head. In this particular case, I'm actually seeing my body because I have it on selfie mode of the camera, but usually that would not be the case. I'm not seeing myself. I'm in the first person, okay? So I'm seeing the other person in the third person as I would be looking at myself. The self on the camera is the third person. And then, okay, so I'm seeing their actions in the third person. And then what they are, but I know that I'm seeing them in the third person, but they are in the first person, right? So the way you mimic is, okay, you see what they're doing in the third person, and then I am them mimicking, but I'm getting what are they're feeling. Okay, so they're happy, excited. So then, but they're in the first person. So I'm gonna be happy and excited, but I'm thinking in the first person. Understand? Like basically, if I imagine myself doing something, say jumping off a cliff into some water, I am imagining myself briefly what the cliff looks like and everything, and me jumping off into the water. But then I'm going into first person of me looking down at the water and jumping off and being woo, yay, and then and all that imagination is all positive too. I'm imagining myself positively, like, yeah, I'm having, like, not like, oh, I jumped in the water, it wasn't a big deal. No, I'm imagining myself going like, yeah, that was fun, yeah, right? And then it will be, because that's how your life is, what your thoughts make it, right? So, yeah. So, okay. And then, how do you stay in that state? Okay, so now we got our visualizations going. We are relaxed, and we're constantly thinking now, and our thoughts are connected with our feelings. Our thoughts are in the first person, right out in front of me, and our gut feelings are all through the body, and they're connected to our thoughts. So if we feel sad, our gut feeling, if we're feeling happy, the feelings generate this feeling of happiness because we're thinking when we think happy thoughts, right? Because it's connected again. See, when I got stuck in the tension, it was all disconnected. My thoughts very shallow, kind of more third person-y, not even right in front of my face type of thinking, in real shallow anyways. So then like as far as memory, it would look like, oh, you got a terrible memory. Well, that's just because there was no deep thought about it in the first place. So there wasn't a deep thought to remember kind of thing. I mean, it's just absolute nightmare what happened to me. So, what I've gone through because of this fucking biofeedback. So then now, okay, so now you're all connected in that way, you're not feeling tension in your face and head, or even, it's not just in my head and face, but then also throughout my whole body. But because of the biofeedback, I concentrated it so much in my head and face that it was really extra painful up there. So anyways, so you're not feeling that, you're feeling relaxed, and you're able to see the feeling, you're able to see the thoughts, they're more visualized, the more relaxed, the more, once that connection is there. Okay, so then, right, you're potentially out of it. Yeah, you could get better, more relaxed and deeper in thought, sure. But so how do we keep this and not like start like, doing my actions as I was doing it before, where I just start zombieing the tension and losing my thoughts again? How do we keep this when I'm not, because I don't want to have to constantly be, doing, focusing on getting grounded and stuff, right? I just want it to, okay, now I'm grounded and let's have it stay that way without me having to, actually put conscious effort into techniques and stuff, right? Well, I would say the key is, as long as you're thinking, as long as that connection is there with the thinking, and you're relaxed. It's just like when you fall asleep, when you're relaxed, you'll wake up that way too, versus the opposite. Your brain actually does this and while it's awake too. In that same way that I got stuck in the tension and just stayed like that forever until I consciously did something to not do it. Getting out of it can work in the same way. So, what you are going to do is, first of all, okay, maybe even before you're feeling, because a lot of it is like, when I'm stuck in that tension, I'm constantly feeling it, wanting to not do it, but really that is the persecutor of actually doing it, is me so wanting to do it, almost being like, oh, I gotta get out of it immediately, like panicking about how much time you have to get out of it, and that's not gonna be able to get out of it because it's actually keeping the focus on the feeling of it and everything, and it's just, it doesn't work, that's not how you're able to get out of it. So, you're just like, okay, I am out of it now, okay, so I'm all good, and then this is your new personality now. It's actually your real personality now, but this is the new you, this is you now, you're not stuck in tension anymore, you believe that, you're all good, and and so then you hopefully won't just automatically just start falling into the tension man again, right? So that's, I guess I'm putting that as step 6. I'll say the steps again real quick. But, and then after that, okay, so you're just gonna keep getting deeper into thought control, and also now finally we're at a state where, just like everyone else, we can deal with just the normal life problems, in which is involved in staying positive, keeping positive, adding, trying to get even more relaxed. It's easy to relax when you're thinking and the thoughts are just directly connected to your feelings, where that connection is right there in the first person. Then all you have to do is, you want to relax, you're just able to do it easily. In that weird state of tension, it's like how do you can't even relax. It's like, but now you can just relax more just by thinking about getting relaxed. It's just really easy, as long as your thoughts are flowing with your feelings again, right? And you're grounded and, right? You understand. So, yeah. So, and then you really got to stay positive and then just stay busy and stuff. And yeah. So I would just say probably that's good. So, so step one is absolutely just got to do the grounding techniques, get a strong sense of the exterior, relax more into the grounding, get more body control, start getting the visualizations with your body control, right in front of you. Then you're trying to get more of get the first person perspective back into you. Getting those thoughts more right out in front of your face type of first person thoughts. Even the Tai Chi, which is a kind of a form of a grounding, I would say, but it's more adding visualizations within it. And then you're going to try to get your just normal flow of thinking, where I call it kind of the mimic other person. You're just doing the third person, the first person in the mimicry of just, you're just seeing things and you're trying to focus on what they're feeling, always assuming everybody's in the first person. Everybody is, but either way, this is just for, you're trying to get into your first person self and everything back reconnected, reassociated, because you got dissociated. You need to get reassociated. So yeah. Okay. And then also, okay, so you're all good now. You can just, you're just basically, okay, I'm locked into this self now, and just keep thinking and staying in that state of mind. You're locked in it, just as you are locked into the tension when you get locked into that and can't exceed it. Now you're locked into the way you want to be, and it just stays that way automatically. But what really helps to stay in it automatically is make sure those thoughts are positive, making you feel good, because what can push you out of it is negative thoughts that will create bad feelings, which will then make it more easy to kind of revert back into the tension or dissociation. For other people, just a dissociation. It's not because of biofeedback related, but it's the same type of thing, right? So you're keeping happy, positive thoughts, you're thinking of the present exterior. Oh yeah, remember the present, right here in the present moment, right here, right now, more so, right here, right now, right? That helps. At least in the beginning of the aspect in which you're trying to ground yourself and everything. Then you're just getting more deeper into your thoughts, more relaxed, you're getting more intelligent, more deeper in thought as part of the more intelligence, more confident. Ooh, confidence a big one. Remember, trying to get confident, that's like key, confidence. Get your confidence, get your happiness, get happy, get funny, get more positive. All these thought generated feelings. Okay? And then, then what's the life problems that you gotta focus on? Hey, you gotta, don't show disrespect. Don't look down on anyone. Always think positive. Think of a negative thing to be the most embarrassing thing you can do. Don't complain. Handle people problem in a gentle way, letting them save face. Try to relate to others as much as humanly possible. Try to listen to others and listen to criticism. If there's any value to it, you can thank the critic as advice to learn by. Live in the present. Live for today. Forget about the past. Forget about the future. Don't think. You think negative about the past, it causes depression. You think negative about the future, it causes anxiety. Don't do it. And if you do it, think positive about both. If you're not in the present, you better think positive about the past and the future. Otherwise, it's dangerous. What's the worst that could happen? Accept that possibility. Think of what are the odds that this could happen? Because, this is about not worrying about stuff here. Get your rest and relaxation. What are you worried about? Analyze the facts. Fix, okay. Let's say, keep busy and worry will be focused right out of your brain. Don't sweat the small stuff. Who cares about small stuff? Leave other people alone. Mind your own business. What are the records? Remember the chances, the laws of average. It could happen. It's like unlikely. This is what I've dealt with people, other people that have a real bad mentality as far as like worrying about stuff they shouldn't be worried about, because it's like they don't think in terms of what are the odds that what you're worried about could happen. Don't frickin' worry about it. They're not thinking in terms of what the odds are, the percentages. It's like some far off crazy thing that they're worried about. So, this mentality. So now we're at a mentality, right? This is you out of attention, and now your functioning is back. And then that's the thing. There's still so much more work to be done, this is just the normal person that has their functioning back, and then we still have problems to solve. And I'm telling you, this part of the video is just those things. So, forget the past. Don't cry over spilled milk. Make a stop-loss limit on the worry. Exactly how much should I pay for this? Whistle. Worrying about the mistake makes for a much higher payment for the steak. It's all mental. It's not what you think you are, but what you think you are. It's your choice to have a good day. It's your choice to be happy. Think and act cheerfully, and you will feel it. Never try to get even with our enemies. It will hurt yourself far more than them. Don't waste a minute thinking about people we don't like. To be loved, don't ask for it. Pour it out without the hope of return. Aristotle says the ideal man takes joy in doing favors for others. Always be respectful. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. All things relative. Count your blessings, not your troubles. Think for yourself. Don't imitate others. Avoid the evil eye. Flame up other people's flame to make so that they will flame up yours. Don't do the opposite where you are living a life where you're blowing out people's flames to make yours seem brighter. That's not a mentality to live by. Count your blessings. All things are relative. Count your blessings, not your troubles.
Here's your flash briefing.
Alexa, stop. If fate gives you lemon, make lemonade. See bars, not stars. See stars, not bars from prison. If you help others, you will forget about yourself. Aristotle called this enlightened selfishness. Doing good for others is a joy that increases your own health and happiness as much or probably more than even the others. So it is enlightened selfishness. Do that, right? Accept to God because we need such a belief. It's, so that would be something that, one of the maybe possibilities in order to prove a God or not type of thing is things like what is innate in you. And for the fact that kind of believing in a God and a reasoning behind everything, if that innately allows you to feel better at all times or something, if that works, why would it be programmed that way if it wasn't true? Stuff like that, right? I mean, as ways of you can prove like a spiritual realm, stuff like that through what is innate in you, what you're born with, like how, it's obviously innate for your heart to beat and your body to breathe without you having to think about it, right? And it's also innate for you to say, for some things, for you to know what's good, something that's good or bad or something, in a lot of ways. Stuff like that is all I'm saying. But that's kind of a tangent there. Yeah. Criticism means you're important enough for it. It's kind of like jealousy. People are not thinking or caring about you. They're thinking or caring about themselves. Even if a person is to notice an error, that person is quick to forget, as man is almost entirely self-centered. So this is true. Like when I got stuck in the zombie tension state, holy crap, talk about self-centered. I barely could even notice myself. I was like, it's such a horror. But I certainly could not, I was like not able to notice others and what they were thinking or feeling. Oh man, what a nightmare that was, and totally unfair. It's not like I'm, okay, I'm out of it though. We're gonna believe that, right? Relaxation is, you can't be too relaxed. Relaxation and imagination is the best. More of it is the best. Can't have too much. Remind yourself of the positive parts of a person before you dwell on any negative things. Take care of the problem right away. Don't let it build up. Think of ways you can make something boring more excited, like a job that you have to do. I mean, like for example, when I put my clothes away or something, I find a way to have it more pleasant. Even though stuff like that, like even lifting weights or something, it's always more pleasurable than you imagine it. like eating a salad is more tasty than you imagine it. So it's like you're like, I don't want to eat a salad, and then once you eat it, it's like, whoa, so good. It's like, right? Stuff like that. But I mean, say putting the clothes away. Well, I can turn on a podcast, and then it's really easy to put the clothes away. But I mean, even once you start doing it, it's like, this isn't. Well, why was I having a hard time doing that? Type of thing, right? Get some healthy routines and stick to it. But yeah, when I read that little list that I wrote for myself a long time ago, the biggest one is really remembering, if you're ever worried about what people are thinking or about you or some crap, they are not thinking or caring about you. And if they are, because they're so self-centered anyways, like, you can be free to be however you want, say the next day, and they'll be quick to forget. I'm quick to forget, and I don't but I'm also one that easily forgives anyone at all times, and that's a positive trait. I mean, my dad is like that too and everything. But there are some people out there that are like fucking, they try to judge you forever. Fuck them. They suck, man. You're better than them. Be happy about that. Because you wouldn't treat yourself, you wouldn't treat them the way they treat you, type of thing, right? Or they're just staunch about what they judged about you. When you're in kind of a tension state, they think they'll believe forever that you're like, oh no, he's dumb. That's what's so messed up. Me in the tension state is, yes, I understand. I'm dumb. I can't think, But out of it, I'm as smart as a human can get. I'm on par with Einstein. Although I'm not able to express that now, nor have I. I'm not even out of it completely yet. Usually when I'm out of it completely, I don't want to frickin' make a video because I don't want to even think about this crap, But, yeah. So, yeah, and as far as those steps, as far as these steps, as far as these steps of, getting grounded, step one, relax more into the grounding, get some body control, add some Tai Chi, visualizations, be in the present, make sure you're in the present moments. Try to get more thoughts built up by start to think about other people and their actions, and then them third person to first person, so like, what are they feeling? You're feeling it too. This is a way, like, where you're really relating to what the other person is feeling, and always assume that they're in the first person and all good, because it's really, the most important thing is that you are all good. Building a utopia is secondary, and you won't be able to build a utopia in the health state of dissociation. Obviously, you can barely even fucking get yourself out of the house when you're in a high state of dissociation. So anyways, and then you're locked into that state because now I'm just gonna keep thinking positive and everything, and with the visualizations, and now that I'm in that state, I am able to stay locked in because I believe that, I'm all good now here, and we're just going to continue to stay positive. would be like the 6th step, and we're gonna get even better. We're gonna get even more relaxed. We're gonna get even more deep in thought, okay? And we're gonna get even more positive, more funny. And another thing too is like I got so messed up, and I was trying to remember, like I used to just always be funny all the time. I was always thinking of jokes and keeping it funny and keeping myself in a funny feeling sort of state. And then I got in kind of tension, and then I'm trying to, but all my jokes were like negative jokes, like being like, oh, that sucks, but I'm starting to be in a funny way. This sucks. Oh, that sucks. Everything was a negative thing where I'm trying to be, and I was like, this is just making me even more in pain, you know? And so like negative jokes, this sucks. That's, just stay away from that if you're gonna be a joker, right? Don't even do negative. As far as negativity goes, don't even mess around with, fake absurd type of negativity like what I just expressed. Don't mess around with the shit that makes you feel bad, because holy shit, enough is enough, right? Okay. Should I say it again? So remember, grounding is the most important part. You know the grounding techniques. You could do that for like 15 minutes. Analyze, is the tension out of me? Is it out of me? Keep grounding. Get in the feeling of the exterior. Ground it. Relax more. That's the most important thing. Keep doing that. If you have to do one step, do that step. That's one. Now we're in a stillness state when we're doing that. So step 2, trying to be able to move while still grounded. How do we do that? We're still grounded, and we're trying to add body control. And we got to add the visualizations, because the tension takes away your kind of emotional feelings. The emotional feelings turn into a tension. So you need to get those emotional feelings to kind of like start flowing back. And then, okay, so they're flowing back, but it doesn't know what to do if you're still in a zombie sort of state of brain. So you're getting your visualizations back into you, getting the visualizations, the thoughts back into you. And those thoughts will reconnect with your feelings, and then you're able to just think about stuff. You're able to think about being relaxed, and you can easily relax. You can think about being happy, and then it'll immediately produce these more happy. It'll be flowing with your thoughts, because that's what I disconnected myself from in that dissociation, tension-y thing, right? So this is the reconnection part. So what were we at? We're at grounding, relaxing more into the grounding in the present moment. Okay, let's add present moment to number 2, maybe grounding. Okay, grounding, relax into the present, number 2. And then we're adding staying grounded in relaxation, and we're adding some movement to it. So we're getting body control with more visualizations. Maybe add a little Tai Chi ball in there. Visualizations. That's the Tai Chi, visualizing the ball of light. And that's where you're adding the visualization. So important. Getting your thoughts back in a deeper, sort of more vivid way. Getting those, and also like right out in front of you in the first person. So So then we're getting those thoughts out. I would say, let's say first person perspective, you could say is 4 maybe. You know? And then you're gonna get more thought visualizations by thinking of, like, almost mimicking the other person's feelings. You know, you're seeing what they're doing, their actions, and it's in the first person. And then we feel okay, we're all good. So now we're able to hold that. How do we hold that way where it doesn't revert back? You just continue to think, keep the thoughts positive, keep doing the mimicry of relating to others' emotions and feelings, keep controlling all that body, and then, you know, that state of mind, just, you know, that direct, all relaxed everything will just, now this is you. So that's really like the sixth step, you know, believing and understanding, okay, this is the new you. This is how you will be for now on, right? And then if you can go through your day all good like this, then you'll fall asleep like that, you'll wake up like that, and you'll be all good forever. You just gotta stay more positive and not for things to happen where you get scared or whatever. Because for me, if I revert back into the biofeedback induced dissociation, I can get stuck in that again, and then it'll just days and days, and where I have to, okay, I recognize, okay, I'm in this tension. My thoughts are all super shallowy, third person-y, and we have to recognize that. We have to go back into step 1, grounding myself, relaxing myself. And redoing it. Okay? So, yes, I did fall in. What I did with the biofeedback, it's amazing. No one's ever done it before. But I mean, you did have to do it in a particular type of way and everything. But yeah, I went through the most amount of pain in the history of all of mankind, for sure. Temporary. It's not as painful as somebody getting their arm, because that's temporary. If they get their arm chopped off, you know, that's more painful just because it's permanent. But as far as a temporary state, yeah, that's the worst. So, okay. Thank you.